John A. says, welcome to the art zone. We got fun and games, except no, we don't. We're trying to make one, but there's also no fun, incidentally. Alright, oh, by the way, before we get started, I did want to correct one thing. I was watching a swoop video, and, there was something I mentioned when we were talking about news going on, current events, happenings, etc. One of them being the Depp Heard trial, and I said that at no point has Johnny admitted to any kind of violence aside from trying to open a door and it's scraping her toes. He did admit to headbutting her, but again, he says that it's because she was like hitting him or grabbing him or something, so I'll make a correction there. There are 2 times he's admitted, but again, one is clearly an accident, and 2, if you can believe it, it's supposedly self-defense. So, there we go. I just found that out and I was like, oh crap, I said that the door thing with the toes was the only one. Merlin, oh no, you got hit by Nightbot. I'm sorry. I don't know. Sorry, sometimes because of all the emote spam sex bots that have been hitting the channel, I've had to crank up Nightbot. I'm really sorry. He detects emotes, but it's okay. You're okay. Should be fine. Let's see. There we go. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Did Depp win? I don't know if the jury's come back yet. I've been way too busy to actually pay attention to it. I've just been listening to videos in the background while I've been working on stuff. Wish my anatomy skill translated to pixel art anatomy. Well, you know, if you just kind of imagine a stick figure, it's just a slightly thick stick figure. The water bottle throwing, which one is it? Did he throw a water bottle? Although, Heard claims he threw a Red Bull can and it hit the Nurse Debbie, but Nurse Debbie says that didn't happen. And then the bodyguard says it was, what's-her-face that threw the Red Bull. So, I don't know. How am I supposed to be funny now? Yeah, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. I think if the emote comes after what you're saying, I think you're fine. I think it's just if the first thing you're posting is emotes, Nightbot gets a little nervous. Memorial Day, methinks you had a good time. Yeah, Memorial Day. Not really. It's just a normal day, pretty much. Animation is on some Hawkeye accuracy. I'm like, bro, how can you animate this and not make a solid body? Well, that's the funny thing. You know, sometimes you're really good at one thing, and then you try something else, and it's like, wait, wow, what the heck? This is like a 5-year-old drawing this. Why? Okay, so for today, we're going to be handling the face sheets for the characters, sort of. Mostly, well, I'll explain. Can I claim Memorial Day for Australia? Man, you can have whatever holidays you'd like. I'd really like a day off. How many holidays does Australia have? Because we've got a bunch, like President's Day, Columbus Day, there's way more, but I can't remember. So the way that faces are stored in RPG Maker is that you typically have a sheet like this that's split in half, and then split in half, and then split in half, and then split in half. And that's it. So you basically have 1 face, 2 face, 3 face, 4 face, 5 face, 6 face, 7 face, 8 face. Except I think possibly, again, I'm just doing this as off of memory. It might actually start with 0. So, you know, we'll find out real quick if that's the case or not. So typically for like Naomi's face sheet, I could either have like Naomi be here and Kat be here, but that wouldn't make much sense because I want everybody to have different facial expressions. So typically we would have Naomi's face sheet and then I would make another one for Kat, you know, and do the same thing. If I wanted more than one face for Naomi, like let's say I think of 11 expressions instead of 8, I could actually just make another sheet and call it like Naomi face sheet 2 or something. So it wouldn't be too bad. It wouldn't be too bad. Good pixel art is deceptively hard. It's also a matter of being able to capture details in such a small size. Yeah, absolutely. Half the battle with pixel art is oh, you can't really see that. Oh my god, I swear, every time I restart this program, I have to re-edge it back onto the screen. If I would not have to do that, that would be so nice. Okay, yeah, half the part, like there's, if you look at pixel art, you know, how to make pixel art, most of the videos go into basically pick what you want to exaggerate and decide what isn't going to be shown in the sprite. Because like if you have like a little guy with like a little face and a thing, of course you're not going to be able to show that he has a hooked nose. You might be able to show that he has an eye patch or something. You're also not going to be able to show that if it's a chick that she's stacked or not, because they're all roughly going to have the same kind of body, which is very blocky with maybe a couple pixels for arms and a couple pixels for legs if you're lucky. You know, the most way to show uniqueness in your pixel art is by color, and then probably by hair, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a tricky world. We have Australia Day. I almost said that with it. That was not on purpose. Australia Day and Anzac Day. Trying to make sprites that aren't just chibis. Making faces is surprisingly difficult. Yeah, especially. Chibis is an easy way to go, but if you want like slightly realistic proportions, it can get real difficult. No blushing. I can't think of like this isn't a dating sim. There isn't going to be a lot of blushing because one, there aren't really any romance characters or flirty characters. These two characters are friends. There's no romantic tension between them, and also it's a horror game, so and again, I'm leaving it open. I can make a whole nother character sheet with a whole nother 8 expressions, but these are the basic ones that I rattled off the top of my head. So we've got one for Kat and we've got one for Naomi. Now this is gonna crash when I come back here, calling it. So we can go to the pixel art thing. I've gone ahead and updated the palette for Kat and Naomi. So you can see the old palette and then you can kind of see the new palette. I think it's a little bit better. It's also going to fit the sprites a bit better. So for Kat, let's see, I should have typed it out. Oh well. So we've got the neutral expression. This is going to be her base expression. If we need her to be, like, I don't know why I made these facial expressions before I really had anything in mind. So if I wanted, you know, specific smiling ones, if I wanted, just, so, like, I could use this for Kat's smiling portrait, you know? If I wanted her to be, like, again, I put pout here, but this is probably going to be the flat look. Or wait, now I've got another flat. Okay, that one's a little more... Okay. So there's that one. If I need her to be surprised, I can do that. That one's a little rough. I'll have to look into making that one better. If I need her to smile, I can do that. If she's pondering something, I've got that. If she's thinking about a happy memory, she can do that. Anger, I can do that. And again, I don't have to have the mouth open or closed for that. I can just, you know. So yeah, there's definitely some leeway in expressions. So worried, that could be a good one. Don't have to get too crazy with it. And basically, I would export each image into its own image, and then I would throw these in that sprite maker, and then I would make a face sheet. Let's see, the pout looks like she's unamused. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of a flat look. I always struggle with naming expressions and stuff. Pondering the orb. Are you gonna make nightmare versions too, so they can have dark conversations with themselves? Maybe. That seems like a little extra. It's not something I had in mind, so I'm not gonna create resources for it when I'm already spread so thinly as it is. But that's definitely something I can think about in the future. So this is Naomi. She's the more cheerful character, but I can have her smiling, I can have her not smiling, I can have her shocked, I can have her puzzled, I can have her, you know, being cheeky, lamenting, grimacing a little bit. I probably should change the eyes a little bit for that. Something like that, I don't know. So, there's all sorts of things. So, as you can see, I definitely don't have all the facial expressions done, but that's probably going to take a long time to do. I'm really picky, and you have to be really careful with facial expressions. As you can see, these are 48 by 48, so one misplaced pixel and the entire thing is ruined. Rose cheeks if you need in the future. Yeah, there's no reason for anyone to blush. Kat's neutral face is giving you the fluoride stare after you randomly approach her in the public to impart cryptid knowledge. Naomi with a gun emote when? I don't think I'd fit that in there. There technically are plugins so that you can have full busts, the same way that Ebe went from little face portraits to full-bodied portraits, but I'm trying to keep this a little old school looking, so I don't want it to be... busts was normally the way I would go, but for right now, we're gonna have to just keep it as portraits, I think. I'm gonna make an evil Naomi face? I don't know. We'll see. That's something in the future, and I still don't know what kind of tension or how on the nose I want it to be. So, let me see here. I'm gonna go ahead and double check what the dimensions of the face sheet have to be. Character faces. The dimensions are 576 by 288. So let's go ahead and make a practice one. 576 by 288. How evil is Naomi on average? I guess that depends on your definition. All right, let's see if the grid is going to be nice. Nope, grid is not going to be nice. Okay, now the thing to remember is that just because I made these character faces in 48 by 48, that's not actually the dimensions of the character faces in-game. In-game, they're much larger, but I decided to settle on 48 by 48 because that was really going to be the only way I kept kind of like a slightly chunky pixel look while still being able to make some details. In reality, let me see here. So this is the halfway mark. This is actually the dimension of one face in the game, which you can see is 3 by 3 of my sized faces. So I would have to take a face and kind of size it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and just do a little test here. We're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna, you know what, let me just swap to break so it doesn't show anything. I don't think it will, but I need to be careful because I can't quite remember. We're going to save that as an image. I'm going to go back to our grid. And the song is a little louder than the previous one, so it's going down a bit. I'm going to go ahead and import. You guys can't see because I don't want you guys to see my photo reel, but you can just listen. Alright. How do I import a photo, actually? Okay, there we go. Import photo. And we're going to select. There we go. Now we can go back. Here we go. So I have added Tiny Nem, and like I said, we need her to be taking up this space. But currently she just takes up one, about, what is this? 3 by 3? Let's see, what fraction ratio would this be? 1/9, I guess? I don't know if that sounds right. Either way. So currently, let me make sure that we've got the right dimensions. She's not off the page. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate her and minimize or hide the previous one. That way, if I mess up, we can come back here. And we are going to take her. Thankfully, I made sure the proportions would be correct. Sometimes when you try to resize pixel art, if it's not 1:1, but if it's like 2/3, you're gonna end up with parts that are too small, or they warp a little bit, is what I'm trying to say. Thankfully, that's not the case here. So there we have it. Let me also adjust the grid. You know what? No, I don't need to. Let me go ahead and get Naomi her own sheet as well. We're going to select that. We're going to duplicate. And we're going to do the exact same process with Naomi here. So we're going to go ahead and export to images. We're just going to save it to our images so it's easy to find. And then we're going to go here. I'm going to import a photo, and I'm going to select Naomi's face. There we go. Now we can go back. A GBA adaptation in the future would be sick. I've heard some very good things about GBS Studio, especially when it comes to being able to actually play it on a real GBA. Yeah, that would be really cool. The problem is that the things I'm doing, like if you've actually seen the game, it's sort of in semi-3D, probably wouldn't be possible. There's so many quality of life improvements that I really dig. That's weird. Wait a minute. Has Naomi's face always been short of the actual... It has! Okay. Well, that's news to me. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and duplicate her. We're going to get rid of this old one because this is no longer Cat's sheet. And we're going to take her and we're going to... Oops, be careful. Make sure it lines up. Even if it's 1 pixel off, like for instance, if it's 1 pixel off, see how it wavers a little bit and different thicknesses kind of show? You really want it to be on the mark, right? Nope, come on. Okay, there we go. So there we go, and now we have Naomi's sheet. She's looking good. All right, and again, I would fill up each square with different Naomi graphics, like different expressions and stuff. As is, however, this will be just fine. Oh, you know what we can do? Actually, hang on. I've just had a horrible idea. Okay. This will be much easier if I set the grid, but who's got time for that, right? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our shape tool. It doesn't, this is again going to be placeholder, so it doesn't matter if we're completely on the line or not. There we go. Actually, I could probably just... So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to quickly pen in what these would be representing. Like, for instance, actually, hang on. I'm going to number them, but the problem is, before I do that, I need to decide if this is going to be number 1 or 0. And then I'm going to write in, like, happy, and these are going to be placeholders and stuff. That way I can make the expressions, I can set the expressions, and then I can just trade out the sheet, save over it once I've got the expressions finished. Naomi's face doesn't take up the entire canvas. I don't think it'd be too big of a deal. Yeah, normally it's kind of zoomed in, like you can see for Cat here. She's slightly in, like you can't see the entirety of her ponytail and you can't see the entirety of the little piece of her hair on the right side, but that's okay, you know, you don't have to, it's suggested. Why the short face, Naomi? Not like I'm throwing stones, but limitations bring out talent, does it? Let me go ahead and find a different set. I've got some detective music I've been wanting to break out, but the problem is I never play any detective games, even though I really want to. How about some Death on the Nile? How's that sound, guys? Decent? Alright, it'll have to do. Personally, I really love detective music. It's just really chill thinking music, focus music, you know? Catch the rare shiny Naomi. Okay. Give me 3 seconds to look on Google and see how MZ, if it starts at 0 or if it starts at 1. I think it does start at 0. I'm seeing the index as 0, so let's see. Index is typically what you would, The pizza parlor theme from Club Penguin is always good. You say that. I was actually, about a month ago, I was listening to like a collection of chill Club Penguin songs. As soon as we finish with this album, there's only like 6 songs of this album, we can go ahead and listen to some Club Penguin if you want. Finding the lost picture. And having the numbers is also going to help me memorize that, because there's nothing worse when you're writing something and you're like, okay, number 3, happy. Oh, wait, no, wait, is number 2 happy? Oh, wait, number 2 is shocked. And then like having to stop what you're doing and look it up. It just really puts a wrench in the rails, in my opinion. I think it starts at 0 though, so we're definitely gonna take the closet Club Penguin fan. No way, man. I actually never played it, but a lot of people have good things to say about it. It was I watched a video by that chick who really likes Garfield, and she, had some fun things to say about it. Okay, we've got happy. Wait, what were the other one? Oh my gosh. All right, it's gonna crash because every time I try to open up that note app, it crashes. But we're gonna look at it. Yep, there it goes. It's dead. Nothing's ever simple, is it? Okay. Number 1 is neutral. Number 2 is smile. Number 3 is frown. Number 4... Okay, I'm gonna type these so I don't have to try to swap between them. Okay, 1, neutral. 2, smile. I'll just put happy, because they don't have to be smiling necessarily to be happy. Brown. Flat. 4, curious. And then 5, thinking. Somber. 6, sigh. 7, nervous. And then 8, shock, scream. I should probably make a shock one because she's not going to be open-mouthed screaming every time something scary happens. But I do want to have a rare scream portrait or something, probably for like a death scene or two. Okay, there we go. Now we can go back. Izzy's. Yeah, that was the one who did the Club Penguin. Hi, Noah. How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. We're flubbing it as usual. Or I am, I guess. All right, so 2 is happy. On second thought, we're going to take this and we're going to lower it down. Okay, 1 is happy. What am I saying? I keep wanting to start counting things at 1, and it's ruining me. 2. So we've got some vaguely Egyptian music in our detective music. 3. Curious. 4. Thinking. Somber. 5. Sigh. It could also be like a defeated expression, etc. 6. You know, it has some good music. Not Riddle, Sphinx. Sphinx, I think, is just the name of it. It was that platformer one where you play... Oh, I'm sorry. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy is the full title. I just remembered. Okay, nervous. Gonna be a lot of nervous faces in a game like this. Shock. I'm just gonna pull up this stream as I do some writing. Good stuff. Good time to be creative. And what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna set this for here. There we go. That should do it. Let me erase this stray pixel. I'm also going to... I don't need a background for the face. Okay, I'm missing a pixel. Oh wait, no. One more time. There we go. Okay. So that does it. We've got a face sheet and we've got some placeholders, so at least we can start messing with the game while I work on the faces in my off time. To go now, goodbye. Oh, bye, Mittens. Hope you have a good day or night. Anyone know if the Death on the Nile movie that came out recently was good? Actually, I saw that with a friend. I thought it was a lot of fun. Like, if you like detective movies and you don't know the story, like who did it, it really does keep you on the edge of your seat. We had no idea who was doing it. We changed like 6 times throughout the movie. And so, like, if you go with a friend and see it in a theater and, like, eat some pizza while you watch it or something, it's a good time. Okay, and we should always patronize detective movies and stuff, because we need more of them in life. I will say there is this one really awkward, like, scene right in the beginning that has, like, a highly, like, sexualized dance that these two do, and it's like, really awkward if you go with friends. But other than that, I think they'd probably just put that in to appeal to, like, I don't know. They always think that they have to add some, like, sort of sex scene, otherwise... Although I don't know why they do, because it's like, who do you think you're appealing to? Is he anyone that's horny is just gonna look at porn catered to them, right? You don't need to put that in a random detective movie, okay? Also, Poirot is pretty cool, but the problem is I'm really used to watching Poirot in the series, and he's just a weird little man in the series. The guy who did Poirot is amazing, but the problem is I'm just really used to, like, a specific Poirot. The best example I could give is if you've watched Monk, and you like the guy who plays Monk, like Tony Shalhoub, if you watch another Monk, like, it doesn't matter how amazing they are, it's not gonna be the same. Speaking of which, book recommendation, you're next. Really? I think there's a movie. Does it have any relation to the movie? Because I really love that movie. Alright. Kenneth Branagh is movie Poirot. I don't know who that is. To be frank, you did watch Dusk Till Dawn and voice chat with all of us one night, and that was a strange night. That definitely was, but it was also a Tarantino movie, so you totally expected there to be some weird foot stuff. Okay, so we're done with this. I'm basically gonna take this, and I'm going to merge it down. I'm gonna cut it, and then I'm gonna backtrack that. And then I'm going to go over here to Naomi's, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it. I think Naomi does have some variations in her expressions, but this is the rough gist of it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and I'll rename them because it's way easier to do that on the computer rather than having to hit select and then to, like, type it on the iPad. William, hi, hope everyone's having a great day tonight. You better remember us all after your game becomes an indie icon. Oh, it's not going to. This is just like a little practice game so that I can mess around with some eventing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use unzip to export these guys. Unfortunately, this program does not allow you to export multiple images at once. So you can imagine when I have 30 images I need to export, it becomes a very bad time for me. But we only have 2 this time, so it's okay. So I'll save this. Oh, back when it had Nightmare Station instead of Terminal Station. Wow. Okay, so I'll export the character faces to the character face folder. And done. Now I just gotta initiate the transfer. Bear with me. Doug Stanhope once did a bit about how too many people are too weak to just watch actual porn and get it out of their system, so then we get titillation and other media where it doesn't belong. I guess that makes sense. Still, I feel like it cheapens the media. Like, dude, just like have sex with your partner or watch some porn, don't put it in this movie where it really doesn't belong and it's freaking me out. Okay, here we go. Downloading it. 1 more second. Oh god, they're all named Untitled too. Which ones are the ones I'm looking at here? Alright, I'll just roll the die, I guess. I was wrong. Okay. Oh well, it doesn't matter. So I'll get a hold of these and move them into the specific folder. And then we'll continue on the PC view because we're pretty much done with the iPad section of things. Oh wow, Eddie! The one time I'm able to see Ezra during her late night streams. I'm glad I fixed up my PC and internet now, though. I hope you're keeping well. Yeah, good to see you. I hope your own projects are doing well. Let's see. Believe it or not, I only used to Twitch to watch Nem and MissKittens. Literally no one else on Twitch. I never go on Twitch either. I either rely on like YouTube Twitch highlights or whatever else there is. Alright, let me just turn off screen sharing real quick so it's not eating up my battery. Okay, And now we'll be moving to the PC. Hooray! I've just got to change my desk setup so I can reach the keyboard. There we go. Oh yeah, look, like I said, like if the sex scene belongs, I said if it doesn't belong, like if it's just weirdly added, sure. And even then, like I swear that weirdly sexual dance scene lasted for like 5 minutes, and it's just like, okay, I get it. There's romantic tension between them, I get it. I guess another thing that messed with me is that this is supposed to be like right after World War II, you know, in a public area. So it's like, man, I feel like this wouldn't actually happen. Okay, there is that, and it's time. There we go. Okay, we are all set. Just as soon as I finish up one more thing. Okay, we're good, we're good. Okay, this should be okay. Wait, no, 1 second. Sorry guys, bear with me. Okay, I've just got like the ib thing in the background. Because the RPG Maker, I have to shorten a little bit so that the chat isn't blocking it. Blank screen so far, yeah, I'm still getting stuff ready. Okay, well, it's as good as it's gonna get. Okay, everything is looking good. So here we go. So to test the faces, this is how they originally... Wait a second. Why is this her old face? Like, Naomi's got the updated... Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that. Back to the drawing board. How did I copy her old face? I must have selected the wrong file. It doesn't matter, this is just placeholder stuff, but that really bugs me. I hate that I did that. How did I even forget? I'm gonna have to do that whole thing all over again, but it's fine, it's fine. There we go. Catherine pre-nose job. More like tanned green Catherine. I think there's a detective game called Jack Orlando that has some really sweet music too. Okay, success. Let me go ahead and export it. Did I click on the wrong layer? I think I clicked on the old for posterity image, and I think that's where it all went wrong. Okay, Untitled 2. That's where it is. We're almost there, sorry. There she is. Okay, one more second. Okay, I think we're good. We have successfully replaced the file. Hooray. Yellow-green Catherine is no more. Okay, everything looks good. So here we are. So these were the old ones. As you can see, they have the old color palette, which is very yellowish, and then the new ones are a little lighter. The problem is their faces were really dark because their skin color was the second lightest color I had, but I used the lightest color I had for the eyes. But the problem is with the sprites, I didn't bother with whites of the eyes, and so as a result, they looked darker than their sprite counterparts. But now I've got a good happy medium, I think. So these are the character sheets. How are we going to add them into our game? We're going to go ahead and rename them. So we're going to say Naomi. Make sure I spell it right. Sorry, back in my day, the compile and loading was nuts. This is Kittens Frolic. Yeah, it could be way worse. It absolutely could be way worse. But I still hate it. Anything more than a millisecond is too much for me. Alright, so we're going to copy these guys, and let me put away my iPad again, for real this time. Okay, away it goes. We're going to copy these, and we're going to go ahead and go to our project file. We're going to look for images. We're going to look for characters. No, these are for the sprites. We're going to look for faces. Here we go. And as you can see, we've got our other... oh, I should name this TS, just to differentiate. Sometimes you can put in like little acronyms, like the name is Terminal Station for the game, so this will help me keep it grouped together rather than scattered amongst just the other sprite sheets and stuff. Okay, going back to the game, let's go ahead. Let's make a testing area. Okay, we've got a testing area and it's wrecked, absolutely wrecked. But we're gonna go ahead to our database and we're gonna go to first character. So just for testing purposes, should I actually call her Cat? No, I should probably call her Catherine, and then Naomi's the only one that calls her Cat. So this doesn't matter. I'm probably going to be tweaking the game so stuff like class and level doesn't show up because it doesn't really make sense in a horror-centric game as opposed to like a horror game. Super Sea Monkey with the $10. First night in a while where I'm coherent enough to actually comprehend what you're doing. So I'm going to stop lurking real quick for this while I'm thinking about it. This stuff is interesting to see. Yeah, it really is. And I know it probably seems really overwhelming. But that's mostly because I try really hard to over-explain things so people don't get lost. Again, like there are 1,000,001 really nice, slow, easy, beginner-friendly videos, tutorials on YouTube that talk about RPG Maker. It just so happens that I'm talking about pixel art and RPG Maker and plugins and writing the script of the story. So it really is kind of a double whammy for everything. Okay, so here's Catherine. Let's specify her face sheet. It's going to be Cat. Here we go. And this is going to be her normal face. We could select any one of these, but we're selecting that one. Typically, this doesn't really matter. Oh, we haven't added. It doesn't matter because it's first person. You're not gonna see it anyway. Here's her character. She doesn't have a battler. There's no battles in this game, so that doesn't matter. We've got Naomi. We're gonna go ahead and grab her sprite sheet. There we go. And her. I'm sorry. This is the sprite sheet. So there we go. Oh, I changed her sprite. Well, it doesn't matter. This is all about faces and dialogue. So that'll be, I guess, for another episode. See how her face matches so much better with the sprite? Because remember, this was the old face. See, it was really yellow in comparison, or just darker. And this is, I think, a much better choice. Okay, so we've done that. Now let's go ahead and do a little bit of a dialogue test. We're going to take events, we're going to throw the player here in this corner, and we're going to go ahead and add an event. Okay, so we're going to walk up to Naomi, and she's going to say, hey, test, test, how you doing? There we go, and we'll specify the face. So this is going to be her normal face. Okay, and then she's going to get angry about something. And this is just a test. There we go, and that should do it. Class, suspicious protagonist. That's a good one. If I wanted to do that cheeky, like, meta humor, I would, but I'm not sure. It really does. The colors are more uniform across both. Yeah, definitely. Hey, test, test. Showing frowny face. So there we go. I wasn't going to take an extra 30 minutes trying to also export the different... they're not even complete, and I might want to tweak them, so I figured I'd just use placeholders. So there we go. Now, if you notice something... You can't tell, wait a minute. Am I getting a phone? Okay, I think I'm getting a phone call. Let me check back with you guys in about 2 minutes. I've been expecting this call. Give me 1 second. Okay, instead of 2 minutes, make that about 4. I'd leave you staring at Naomi's soulless black eyes, but, I'll put you on break screen. Okay, see you in a second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh wait, wrong one. I'm gonna have to take another call here pretty soon, but things are moving. Okay, so there we go. This NPC is programmed to display some text with the normal face and then display some text with the frowny face. Now, if you notice, the problem is you can't tell who's talking other than by recognizing the face. Like, it doesn't say Naomi. Now, we could definitely get that to happen by coming here, and this is why MZ is so nice. MV doesn't have this, although there might be a plugin that sort of adds it, but it's in a little bit less of a quality of life way. And we could be like, okay, Naomi. There we go. We've typed in Naomi into the name box. And we could come over here and see, now Naomi's name is up there, but it doesn't show up for the next one. So we could go down to the next one, oops, and edit this one and put Naomi again. Or we could try maybe batch entry, but I don't know if that saves the, that might save the face and the name. Let's give it a try. It's been a while since I've looked at that one. Hey, test, test. Showing frowny face. No, it does not. What the heck does batch entry do then? I've never used it technically. Oh wait, the other one's bad. I hit the wrong one. Let's see. Wait, no, what? Didn't I? What does batch entry do? Enables the input of more than 4 lines and inserts multiple event commands. Okay, so that's really handy if you've got a long speech to throw in there, but it doesn't help you by carrying over the name or the face. So you can test the format and stuff. So I'm not gonna sit there and type Naomi 80 million times. So thankfully, there is a plugin that can help with that. You see here. So we'll head to our folder, plugins, here we go. So we've got Smart Speaker Pro. Let me go ahead and copy that. We'll throw this in there, and you need the core thing to make it work. A lot of plugins require, well, it's hard to explain, but a lot of plugins require a certain like core plugin that allows all the plugins by that author to work. So that way you don't have like a bunch of core stuff that gets repeated in every single plugin. Because what if you have like 5 different plugins from that author? You don't need the same bit in each one, you know? All right, let's go to JS, which stands for JavaScript. We'll go to plugins, and you can see our 3D plugin is in there. So we'll go ahead and paste that in there. Okay, easy enough. Now let's go to our plugin manager, and we're going to go ahead and add these new plugins. We should be able to select them. We'll add the book, which is the core plugin. It doesn't do anything on its own, but you need to have it in there in order for the second plugin to work. There we go. And this is called Smart Speaker. This is a paid plugin by Hakuen. You can probably see the itch.io link there. There we go. And basically, what this plugin is going to do is that it's going to look at the name of that is set for the sheet, and every time you use that face, it's going to automatically populate the name box with the name of the sheet. So just as a little, I think I tested this like a little while ago, but I'm not completely familiar with it. Let's see, auto speaker, speaker name defined automatically. Auto face image defined automatically. Interesting. So you might be able to just have it do the face off of the name, maybe. Okay, speaker name will be defined according to the face image and index. Okay. Let me see here. So say we want, what's the difference between index and face? Okay, let's do index. The indexes of the face file attached to the speaker separate with a comma. Right, am I gonna name it like 0, 1, 2, 3? I wish I had a... Okay, hang on. There is an example on the guy's site. Let me just have a look real quick. Oh wait, actually, I think they might auto-generate. This guy has an issue with his scripts where you have to like click on them and hit OK, and then it auto-generates some parameters. But for whatever reason, it won't do it automatically. It only does it when you click on them and hit OK. Let me see real quick. Auto speaker settings, auto face settings. Index. I think that's it. Okay. Back we go. Man, every time I join, I'm surprised by the avatar. What's the story this time? Well, we can thank the person below you, ckyeli. They made this image, and it's really nice, and it has a Game Boy Color scheme, which is really cool. Okay, so here we go. See how these parameters are now here when before it was blank? You had to click on it, double click on it, and then hit OK in order for these to auto-generate. So we don't want auto face, we want auto speaker. We want the name to generate. So let's say we want the, I can't know, is it, so it's not the speaker name, it's the face index. We want the entire sheet, I believe. Indexes of the face. Okay, give me one more second. This is why this is so tough. Face actor, face image, actor 1, index 0. I see, and then the speaker name is read. Okay, I've got it. I know what to do. Sorry. Or do I? Okay, I think I've got it. I think I've got it. Either way, I'm going to throw some stuff in there and we're going to test it. So we want the speaker name for Naomi. And we need to designate the image that it's called. And the way that we go about that is by going all the way back to images and seeing what we named it, unfortunately. There we go. Okay. So we named it. I'm already regretting this. You know what? I should put a 1 in there. Because if I do end up doing other ones, then I want it to be in order. Okay. Here we go. This is the image we want it to use. Oh, we could have just selected it. Great, cool, thank you. So this is the image that it's going to go off of. Now, I think we can do, let me make sure. I think we're just going to have to do 0, 1, 2, and then, see, it does start at 0, so that is interesting. But just for funsies, we're just going to do 0, and then we can add more. So index by index, oh wait, that was a O, not a 0. By index, it means its place in the face grid. So remember how I said that there were 8 different faces? For example, hey, wait a second. There we go. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So theoretically, if I say 0, it should go off of this first one. Oh, and you know what? Just to make sure it works, we're going to remove the name here. So theoretically, when we talk to her, it should detect the face and auto-designate the name as Naomi. Let's find out. Ah, there we go. You saw it yourself. I erased the name. However, because it detected that image file in space 0, it knew her name should be Naomi. And as you can see, there's no name here, none whatsoever. So that's good stuff. Now, let's go ahead and do a test. Oh wait, I should have kept talking to her to see if oh, I renamed it. That's why. So this is her frowning. It should not recognize her name because I only have it set to recognize if I'm using face 0 of Naomi's sheet. There we go, it doesn't. So I think I separate them by commas. Okay, so let's head over here. Separate with a comma, yep. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. That's all slots of her face sheet. Now we hit OK, we play the game. Let's see, now the frowning face should recognize as being part of Naomi's face too. Ah, there we go, we've got Naomi's name. Very cool. Are you winning? It's Morbin time. 0 is a common start for things in programming, specifically arrays, which is what that face grid will be loaded into. See, that explains it. But the problem is my poor brain is like, okay, well, 1 is the first one. So you'd be surprised how many times I brought misery on myself. Now let's say we have a moment of introspection for Cat. She sees a chest. And when she interacts with the chest, she has a moment of introspection. So we get Cat's face. And she says, "It's a chest." Okay. And then she says, she's gonna frown a little bit, or she's gonna be a little sad, she's gonna sigh a bit. Seeing this chest reminds me of my ex. It doesn't matter. So she's sad now. He used to love chests. I don't know. Wait, this is joke stuff. I'm not gonna put effort into it. There we go. Now we have not put in Naomi's face sheet into the plugin thing. So nothing's gonna happen. It's a chest. Seeing this chest reminds me of my ex. So that's gonna be like a sigh face. Wait, did I actually set up? Yeah, I did. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and fix that by, adding... Here we go. So we've got Naomi's right here. Let's copy it. Let's paste it. Except this time, we're going to make Naomi Catherine. And we're gonna, instead of taking Naomi's sprite sheet, we want Catherine's sheet. Okay, there we go. So we've got Catherine's name, Catherine's sheet, and it's gonna recognize any facial expression from Catherine's sheet. So we'll say okay, okay, and okay. Amazing chest ahead. Now it should auto-populate her name. There we are, it's a chest. Seeing this chest reminds me of my ex, Sigh. Okay, cool, that would be super impactful if I had bothered to make other faces. So there we go, that's a major hurdle. We've just saved ourselves a lot of time, because imagine every time someone speaks you have to sit there and you have to add the name in, you know? That's gonna be kind of rough. And there's, especially because there's only really 2 characters, and that's Naomi and Catherine. How can I keep focus? It's amazing. I don't know either. It's like giving a presentation. I'm completely nervous, and that pain of being humiliated in front of an audience pushes me forward. What? First person view? Yeah, not only that, ignore all the weird testing stuff we were screwing around on a previous episode, but it's got stairs, it's got alpha, it's got fence stuff, it's got moving characters, it's got, you know, you can have different stuff, you can stretch it out, you can have sprites that have that old Doom style, where it's just a flat image, but it's been crossed over itself a couple times, so it gives the illusion of being 3D. You can have fences. Yeah, if you like RPG Maker MV or MZ, look into the 3D plugin by QtVirus. It's good stuff. Okay, there we go. Now, here's another little problem that I'm going to talk to you guys about. You can copy and paste the text dialogue, but generally, yeah, kind of annoying. Yeah, exactly. I can still copy and paste it, but now I don't necessarily need to. I mean, I'm probably still going to do that anyway, but you're right. Maybe that wasn't a big problem whatsoever. I don't know. I like it. It makes me happy. It makes me a little less stressed. That's a good point about the copy and pasting thing. Okay. So here's another thing. Let's go talk to yet another instance of Naomi. She is eternal. And we're going to talk to Naomi. And Naomi is going to say this. You may recognize this as being a comment in chat that we just got from Microsoft. And you see this little line here? We're going to leave that blank. We're going to copy it. And this time, we're going to add a face. Naomi's face. I'm getting that call. Okay, well, you guys will have to see. You guys will have to find out in about 5 minutes. See you guys in a second. Okay, I am back. I am back. Sorry, the phone call is over. It was an important one, though. Okay, where were we? Guys, what was I saying before I left? And are you guys okay? I don't know how long that break was, but it felt like longer than 10 minutes. Whew. Also, if we're sick of this one, I could swap to something else. I know somebody suggested something, but I can't remember what it was they suggested. Here, let me see. We'll swap to something else real quick, and then next time we can go with what chat suggested. Okay, we'll do And Then There Were None. The problem is it's like super depressing sounding. It's we'll say it's contemplative. Yeah, sure. This would actually be really good music for like a Call of Cthulhu tabletop thing. We live. I'm so glad. I forgot, not gonna lie. You owe us a Coke. Hey, you asked about my cat going for a walk. He likes to get love from my neighbor Barbara. That's nice. Yeah, it looks like a couple people like to walk their cat. Well, that's good enrichment. Wanting to see either Naomi or Catherine doing something. That's right. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Wait. There we go. Okay, so you may have noticed right here there's a line here, and it goes past the line, and there's no face. On this one, you may notice there's a line here, and it goes past the line, and there is a face. So see how the line ends just after text dialogue with the face here? And then instead of ending right after dialogue, this is where the line used to be. With no face, the line is extended, and you'll see why in a second. Are you up for more Call of Cthulhu? God, I don't have the time. I'd love to, but you know. Okay, so we'll talk to her. See how it cuts off? It does not word wrap. Word wrap is the term in RPG Maker anyway for where the text wraps around the dialogue box rather than trailing off screen. So there's that. And you see now it cuts off even sooner because the face is there taking up space. Yay for walking cats. Yeah, Arc Phoenix also walks a cat, a three-legged cat. So you and Brandon are in the Walking the Cats Club. N solves wonders. Yeah, I think there. Well, I don't know if that's an. Is that an RPG Maker command? I know that's a verb where you can put in like variable names. All right. Well, let's see. Because I've never been technically. I always just throw in a plugin that adds automatic word wrap. Okay, but let's see. Let's see. So let's see. Wait, it's a backslash, isn't it? There we go. So let's do that, and we'll see if it wraps. Whoops. Nope. Maybe I used the wrong slash. We'll try it one more time. But typically I don't like to mess with this kind of thing. Wait, let me see. If you hold your cursor long enough, sometimes it'll just... There we go. Okay, as you can see, you can make certain variables and it'll name them, or place by name. How do you line break? Yeah, so actually, I don't think there's a specific command. You can literally just hit enter and it makes a new line, which it does keep over. However, there are certain word wrap programs that you can make good use of. However, before we go to a word wrap program, or should we do that? Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Let me grab it real quick. It's in my other plugins folder. /n is just a way of creating a new line. True, I could just hit enter though. Thankfully, it recognizes enter. Let me see. Plugin collection. Now, the word wrap, it comes with like a Yawnfly Visustella core thing. So I've got to hunt that down. Wherever I put it. Okay, here we go. Core. I've got so many cores. Okay, Visustella core engine, and then this is specifically the message core. And by having message core, you can go ahead and enable that. So we'll head on back over to our plugins and I'll paste it in. You guys aren't seeing it because it doesn't matter. I'm just going to the JS folder and pasting this stuff in. There we go. And I also like to keep a separate folder called plugins. That way if I delete a project or I lose it or I mess with the plugins, I have a backup area. Let's see what it usually is. Apparently RPG Maker enjoys breaking the minds of programmers. Yeah. Well, there is actually a different command. We'll see here. So I'll go ahead and put us back in the game. So now that we've done this, we'll go back to our plugin manager and we'll have to add in 2 more plugins. The Visustella core engine. If anybody recognizes OG Yanfly, he's typically involved with these. Okay, so there's the core engine and then here's the message core. Core engine goes kind of high, I think. So, yeah, sure. And the message core is probably going to go really high too. Tier 1. So they're nice enough to say, okay, this is tier 0, as in it's going as high as possible, and then tier 1, where it's pretty high, but not the highest. It goes behind tier 0s, and there's 2, 3, and 4s. Because the order you put in these plugins are the order in which they're ran, and some overwrite or expand upon others. So, something to think about. Okay, so we're gonna pull this open, and word wrap settings. Here we go. Message window. So we're gonna say... So we also have an option for tight wrap. What does that mean? If a face graphic is present in a message, word wrap will be tighter. Well, that's not gonna matter here, and well, that'll be a different plugin. But sure, we'll go to message window. Yes, I want it to word wrap for the message windows. Help windows, I don't know yet. We'll leave that as is. Okay. Now we'll go back here, and I'll get rid of the space or the enter that we used. Oh, I didn't save it. Okay, cool. Now we'll see how these messages go. Nightbot added again. Oh no, did it get somebody that didn't deserve to be got? Sorry if it got you and you didn't deserve to be got. my bad. I'm probably gonna be able to scale back. Alright, let me move this over here. I hate it when this thing shows up. I don't want it to show up, but I have no idea how to turn it off. I think it's only with certain plugins. Oh wait, wrong Naomi. We want this Naomi. I'm triggering my Gmod flashbacks. Here we go. Ah, see? Now it's automatically wrapping, even when a face shows. See? And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to plan anything. It literally does it all on its own, and that's super nice. The only downside to using this is that, say for the second one, I want to make a new line. Okay, there we go. And I've hit enter. If I'm not mistaken, it's no longer going to recognize the enter. It's just going to automatically throw it into the word wrap. Okay, so automatically word wrapped. And there we go. See, the new line blah blah is supposed to be on a new line, but it ain't happening. And there's a reason for that. There's now a specific command if you want the enter key to be recognized. So I'm guessing this is a limitation of the plugin, but what are you gonna do? Is there an option here? I don't want that stupid JavaScript thing popping up. I'm not smart enough to make use of it. Oh well, it's probably in here somewhere, but hell if I know where it is. And you can also mess with your text speed settings, so that'll be kind of fun. It just lets you have way more options with the text you want. Okay, let's see. It should have some how to make line breaks. Let me see, text codes. Here we go. All right, there should be a line break. And see, there's all this cool stuff you can add in there. Okay, makes it bold, removes bold. Here we go. So you can enable word wrap for a specific thing if it's not naturally enabled. And then you can also disable word wrap for something you're gonna say. Here we go, line break. And then another way to say line break. So theoretically, if we use this for the new line thing, like we just have to have this be a new line. I can throw this in here. All right, let's see if it worked. It's called a developer console. Do I look like a developer? I don't know what to do with that. It's probably really handy for like troubleshooting and bug hunting and like developer mode, but man, I don't know. Here we go. Moment of truth. New line. There we go. So if you must have a piece of text that is on a new line, you can still do that. Okay, now here's another thing. What if I really like putting a lot of text into the game, but I really, let me see how far I can push this. It's got one more line that I can have. What happens if I go over that? Let me see. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put even more. Let's skip this song, it's a little bit of a downer. They're all downers though, what am I saying? So we're gonna create a new text, and it's gonna have Naomi's face. And the text is gonna be this. And we're just gonna push it even further. Now, at some point, we're going to run out of line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. We're going to run out of line 4. I'm wondering, does it make a new window, or are you really screwed even with word wrap? This is going to be a neat little test. You're showing some skill already. It's probably not a ton more work to get over the intimidation factor if you want to get into coding. My brain is just not fit for coding. I took classes in college, and I just barely passed by the skin of my teeth. Okay, so here's the new window. Wait, was that it? Was that all of it? Okay, hang on. Let me get some more text. If I have a coherent sentence, it's way easier to see if it cuts off or not rather than just the J's. Okay, so we know the end of the sentence is into coding. Let's go ahead and check it. College classes are completely different from reality, are they? I felt like the best place to learn, and everyone seemed to know it already. Ooh, it does make a new window. Okay, that is really, really nice. Super nice. Okay. Classes for coding can suck a bunch compared to doing stuff at your own pace. I guess so. Yeah, I know there's like apps and games and stuff. There's actually a few Steam games, like Automaton something or other, or If Coding Cat Yes or something, which kind of like has a game that sort of teaches coding. So I've always wanted to get into stuff like that, but I don't know how much like a real world, usage they have. So, okay, there we go. Now let's say that it's not good enough. I want more space in the message, even if I have a face there. Well, there's a plugin that we can use that can fix that. Let's see, face window. Let me see if I've added that in yet. Okay, so this is going to be another plugin by Hakuen, who is the same developer that made the, smart speaker plugin, which autofills the speaker name if you're using certain faces. So we'll copy that plugin, we'll paste it in the JavaScript folder. There we go, face window, that should do it. Back in we go. Okay. In the real world, you have to get a team to talk to if you get stuck. Oh, you have a team to talk to if you get stuck. You're not staring at a wall by yourself, hopefully. You also don't build things like in college, which tries to teach you concepts. You can usually search how your company did it previously and recycle that instead. True, it's really overwhelming though. Like, what language are you going to learn? They're all different. I like JavaScript, but what if like you're supposed to use C+ or C# or whatever it's called instead, you know? Okay, so we're going to our plugin menu. We're going to add a new plugin. It's in the folder, so I should be able to select it like this. Okay, so there we are, face window. It needs this core. You can tell it's all by the same guy, Eli. So now, like I said, with this guy's scripts, you have to like pop open the window and hit OK in order for it to generate. Like, see, there's nothing here. I don't know if this is standard for other plugins. To my knowledge, it hasn't been, but you have to bring this up and hit OK, and then it generates. Let's see, OK, and it generates, and then it generates. Now, this guy also had some weird initial settings in that. This is a little bit tense. There we go. Let's see, it's okay, I've been a mess. I'll get to it soon. Yeah, I feel the same way, man. JavaScript versus C languages are front end versus back end. See, I don't even know what that means. It depends on what you like. More generally than that, though, they're basically interchangeable. The concepts carry over. I guess so. It's just, I don't know. I like games, so whichever one is best for games. Like, I understand that C is probably the more, like, you can do way more with C, but JS is like, I've heard JavaScript is way easier to, like, learn and use. Okay. So you notice how a screen just flashed there, and now you can kind of see a blue bar on the left? So let's go ahead and fix that. I do 99% of all my dialogue, using the bottom command. See, like you can have dialogue appear on the top of the screen, like if you want something to be seen, or the center, but for me, it's always the bottom. Let me see. So the final position, I want the Y to be, Y is fine. It's the X that isn't very good. Let me try center. Let's see if that fixes it. Otherwise, we may have to screw with the offset a little bit. Okay, it's completely gone. Yeah, it's already in the right for whatever reason, but unfortunately this guy's got some bad parameters. I don't know how to slip past him, but his initial values aren't good. They have it appearing off screen. So we're gonna go ahead and fix those ourselves because we know how to work with Y and X values and offsets and all that. So we'll come to the bottom position because again, this is the only one I use. We're gonna go ahead and set this back to right. It was closer on the right than it was anywhere else. And we'll set the offset to be further to the right, which means the X value, let's set this to 25 maybe? So it's going to be 25 to the right because it's positive. So let's see how far that moves the window to the right. Oh, here we go. Let me see. Is that on my end? Oh, the credits. Let me get rid of that. That buzzing's a little bit annoying. Front end is visual feedback. Back end, math-like equations. Dear God, keep me away from that. JavaScript is easier to get started with. C languages are going to be better for gaming, but JavaScript or Python are amazing starting points regardless. Alrighty, I'm gonna go sleep. Thank you for stopping by, Noah. I hope you're not too sleep deprived. Thanks for the stream, Nem. It's really cool to see the character in her intended perspective. Yeah. It's rough, but this is the framework that we have to get down before we work on different stuff. Hey, wait a second. I think also a weird issue with this guy's plugin is that if you... Let's go ahead and get rid of the offset just for fun. We're just gonna make that 0 again. I think you have to basically use an easing in, otherwise it really just doesn't work. Like, even by just messing with the frames, and by the way, there's 60 frames in 1 second. So let's say it's 30 frames. Okay, you know what? This music is just too heavy. I'm at a hard point and I don't need to become more anxious. So we're gonna go back to, let's try 450 from Paddington. That's only got 2 songs, but whatever. We'll see how long it takes us to get tired of it. Okay, back we go into the game. Okay. Actually, it's still just a bit too loud, I think. Okay, better. So let's see, because I tested this. I actually do have a little bit of experience with this plugin. By messing with the easing, it actually almost makes the plugin work a little bit. So let's give it a try. See what I mean? It almost makes the plugin work. So naturally, now suddenly the values are working. And again, this guy needs to sort his default parameters out. Otherwise, noobs like me are gonna come in and be like, hey, wait, it isn't working. Also, I don't like how it... Let me see. Let me try that again. So this one has 0 face. There shouldn't be an image here. Well, you can copy and paste the text dialogue here, and then it comes in. So another thing that I don't like is that the image reappears. You know, it's really cool to have it like slide over, but again, we can mess with that a little bit by having it go to the... See, it was going to the right. Well, what if we had it go to the left? Or better yet, stop on the left side instead of proceeding all the way across the screen, because that's a little bit distracting. Okay, this one's got no face. This one does have a face. See, that's way better. It's less jarring because it has less to travel, I guess. And there's different like easing settings you can put on it. So that's a little bit interesting. But the problem is it looks a little bit awkward, doesn't it? Because, so here we've got the text, that's standard. Here we've got the face, and then we've got the name, and it just makes it look like an unstable Jenga tower, in my opinion. And that's no good. So I'm thinking what we can do is I can take the name, slide it over maybe, and then slide the portrait down a bit. Let's see, surely there is a field somewhere for the slide in effect. Yes, actually there is. I think the slide in effect is much better now that it's got a shorter distance to travel. It chills down a little bit. But here, as for the... Here we go. So the easing is what it's called. So linear, but you've got all these, you can make it bounce, you can make it slow down, ease in, ease out, etc. So interesting, but I'm fine with it as it is. And let's see. So let's say I want to move the name. I want to move the name field over. It's actually, there's a way to do it, but it's a little more complicated. Let me look up my old project. I think I've got it in there. I have to mess with the message core plugin to do that, I think. Oh, actually, on message, here, I'll bring us back real quick. I haven't found it, but I found something else. For message core, you can extend the amount of rows you want. Now, does that seamlessly, like say I wanted 6, like I'm a visual novel and I'm really dialogue heavy. Let's see if that breaks anything. Here we go, name box window. This is where we come to mess with the offsets to move it up or down or left or right. I could move the name on top of the picture maybe. Would that look better? I don't know. We'll find out. So let's try it again. Let's see if instead of 4 rows of dialogue, you could have 6. Well, look at that. So if you're a visual novel and you need more, that's a good thing to have. The problem is I feel like that broke the name tag thing. Let me see here. We'll go ahead and make it the second window. See, so like half of this is just breaking stuff and then maybe half fixing them and then breaking them again in a different way. See, yeah, that's broken the name tag. I'm guessing because the scene the name tag is here. Because the window has stretched and move over, rather than just overlapping it, it overwrites it. So it's here, you just can't see it. So there's no point keeping the name there. Now, if we were gonna go ahead, now let's scale it back. 6 is overboard. 5, okay. Actually, no, we shouldn't even be messing with that right now. I can always bump the number of rows up and then move the offset for everything later. We're getting distracted. So I'll go back in here to general settings and I'll make the default rows. We'll put that back as 4. Nice to know that we can change that though. So the name box window. Okay guys, we've got a choice here. Okay, I need feedback here because I could go at it from 2 different ways. All right, let me draw on the map here. So, oops, okay, here's the window, right? This is the window of RPG Maker. And when the When this pops up, you have a dialogue window, right? Now, we're also going to have a face window like this. I kind of want the face window to be really close. Okay, that's too big, of course, naturally, but I'm not gonna mess up too much. Should the name, in your opinion, appear here or here? Which do you think is less obtrusive? See it on the first dialogue, but skip it on all the following? Yeah. So the easing thing, I think I could probably get rid of. But this is kind of a bit of an issue I'm facing right now with how to proceed. Like, for example, these are all Naomi's face sheets, so I don't want the face to pop up again and again if it's the same person talking. That'd be really jarring if Naomi's face suddenly disappears and reappears and it's Naomi's face again, but a different line of text. See, I don't want it easing in all the time. Let me see if there's a simple workaround for that. Background type, padding. Duration, easing. Shoot, there might not be one. I actually didn't come across this problem when I was testing it. Okay, so none. Let's have none. Okay, we have to go with linear. Let me go ahead and just say 0. Needs to be above 0 for the easing movement to work. Well, I don't want it to ease. I just want it to show up, okay? Let's try that. You like the one on the right rather than the one on the top? Okay, hang on, I broke it. I broke it. Alright. Maybe if I just put 1, that gets it to appear. Let me see. Oh, and if you have animated faces, this can play nice with those. That's another plugin he did. So if you want the character to blink, you can have that happening. Oh, I have blinking for my characters, but I'm thinking that as a Game Boy kind of style game, maybe I shouldn't, you know, have blinking. Okay, let's see. Left, none. Okay, we're gonna put you in the center. Or we'll just say none. Alright, let's see if that fixes it. I mean, there's a speed option. Just set it to speed max. Oh, you think so? Let's see. Okay, it looks like 1 did the trick. See, look, it doesn't flicker. It stays even when the face changes. Look at that. That's beautiful. Okay, so that just that's one problem solved. So people are saying they like the name over here better. Good point. Good point. I still feel like it looks a little bit awkward though. But yeah, it would look way more awkward with the name on top of the face, wouldn't it? So in that case, we're just going to have to go ahead and move the name to the right. And we're going to go into message core to do this. We're going to find the name box window, and we're going to say offset. We need the offset to be, let's give it 40. That way it won't shoot it off the screen, but we'll be able to see how much it moves. Okay, so let's see how far the name moves with an offset of 40. That didn't move very much. Let's try an offset of 200. I wish I could just keep this window up while I make changes and run the game, but alas, you can't. Alright, let's see how it does with 240. That's probably going to be way too much, but what you gonna do? Name up top requires too much eye movement to copy. Ooh, good point, good point. Okay, better, but I could probably knock off 50. So yeah, you get really nice interfaces and you always know where you are, but the problem is you have to like close everything down when you want to make changes. I guess that's just the price you pay for not knowing how to code, you know? It's going to be a lot of moving between different windows and screens. Okay, much better. I think I could probably subtract another 30. Detective music is really good music for this stuff because it really does feel like we're solving a mystery. The mystery of how the hell do you do this? What is code? How? What is offset? Okay, let's set it to 170. Picture is 144 by 144, I think, so 145. Ooh, okay, let's give it a... That's a good point. You could probably figure this out if you know math. Okay, so I think that's actually too far over, because once we lower the face, it's going to be intersecting. I wonder if that would make a nice effect, though. I actually really like how close the gap is. That's really nice. Okay, but Microsoft is probably right. 145 is probably the magic number there. Okay, so now our next objective is to take and offset the nervous, I'm sorry, not the nervous, the face window, which is going to be in this plugin. So we're going to take the final position, and we want the offset for the Y, because we're moving up and down, to be a positive number because it's, wait, no, a negative number because it's going down. I think? Yeah, surely. Okay. So, wait, if it starts here, then it's positive because you're moving it up. But if it starts here, it's negative because you're moving down. Where does the thing start? Okay, well, we'll find out. Let's give it a solid 50. I just realized offset has to do with the original position. Okay, so no, negative moves it up, which, my brain. We'll just change that to positive 50. It's cool, it's fine. I understand completely. So I guess what that means is that, I don't know what it means. I forget what that means. So if it starts here, negative 50 is going to move it down, and positive 50 is going to move it up. But if it starts here, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I feel like I almost had it, like it was in my grasp of figuring out what it would be. Negative shouldn't move up, but okay, like, wait, forget it. I don't know. This is why I'm not a C plus language person. Like you said, it's all math, and clearly I can't comprehend math. Okay, so we're really close. Let's go ahead and give it like an additional 5 or so. 0, 0 is the top left of the display, which means negative 50. Okay, so, oh, I get it. So it's already got an offset, and I'm just subtracting 50 from it, therefore moving it up. Okay, I almost had it. I swear I did. Okay, so I just needed an additional, like, 55, maybe? We'll see. Because the trick is you don't want it overlapping. It looks sloppy if it overlaps. You're thinking correctly. The devs on this program try to outsmart you. They don't tell you. Yeah. Okay, good, perfect. So, perfect amount of gap, in my opinion. Now, the problem is this is intersecting. So I need to move the name plate. See, it's also intersecting with the thing here. The only thing is, though, if I add an extra sentence, it's going to bump the entire thing up a little bit, which I don't mind. In fact, let me go ahead and do that now, because if I try to do that later, I'm just going to be in a world of hurt, because I've already offset everything, and now I have to do it again. You know what I mean? So 4 is not enough for my dialogue-heavy game. It's closer to a visual novel in some parts. I mean, no, it isn't, but there's a lot of dialogue is what I'm trying to say. There we go. Let's see how that wrecked everything. I don't know how you guys are doing this. This is like watching a monkey probably try to work a computer. Okay, so everything is just gone. And I think it's programmed to do that so that it doesn't overlap. I think there's a plugin to fix that, but what you gonna do? Okay, alright. So, first off, face window. We're gonna basically undo we're gonna undo all the hard work we did with the Y offset, aren't we? Okay, let's set this to, instead of 55, we want 25. I just want to see if it's showing up again. But what if I end up with a plugin that changes the resolution of the game? Or maybe this is fine, because it is supposed to be old school, which means it's still not showing. Okay, let's throw a minus in there. The image is 144 by 144, I guess, but the border on both the X and Y is about 3 pixels. Yeah, that's right. It's not just the thing, it's the border too. It's just not showing anymore. Does it really completely break everything if I add that extra line in? This may not be worth it if that's the case. Okay, so if it's 0, 0. Still, I feel like it's... like, I should be seeing it, like, up here at some point now. Maybe that changed the offset for a lot of things. Let me see if I can get it to pop up again by messing with the easing again. And just in case, let's mess with the top. I'm messing with so many things, it's going to be hard to put them back. Oops, also consider doubling the border for left and right or up and down, potentially 150 by 150. Yeah, exactly. It's just not showing up. I think it's a matter of, rather than it just being hidden, it's just for whatever reason, if I mess with that value in message core, it just breaks everything. Like, let's do a little experiment. Say I set it back to its original value of 4. I bet you it'll pop up now. Yeah, see, so there's something about changing that breaks it. I'll have to see if I can shoot a message out to the face guy who did this plugin and find out why that is. Because just adding an extra row, like, you'd think that would overlap it, and I'd be like, okay, well, let me just move the nameplate up to here, and I'll move the faceplate up to here. But nope, it causes them to completely vanish. So, I don't know if that'll be an easy fix. He may not be interested in messing with it, but yeah, that's something to watch out for sure. Isn't this fun? Isn't this so fun when the plugins don't play nice with each other? Oh, wait, no. I want it to be... was it bottom? I feel like it was bottom. And then this was 1. Alright, let's see. You might have offset it to off screen. No, it was clearly there on screen. It showed the second that I bumped the window rows back to 4, so which meant that I was correct. It was showing up here the entire time, but for whatever reason, when I mess with the Visustella message core plugin, it completely causes that to disappear. It must edit some parameter that face window plugin is reliant on, is all I can think. So I'll see if Hakuen is maybe interested in messing with it. Oh, wait a minute. I should probably have it on center, shouldn't I? It's kind of cool, though, how it does that. Okay, but that's not for our needs right now. Yeah, it must have been center. Okay, here we go. Close, I guess. Alright, so I'm just gonna sync that down. We'll see if adding 50 helps. Yeah, it's just a lot of trial and error, I guess. So, well, you're learning a valuable lesson about plugins and random problems. Yeah. I've been screwing around with RPG Maker all the way back to the Ace days. Oh yeah, I did mess with this, no wonder. Okay, so let's try 60 this time. Wait, no, 55 was perfect. I feel like 55 was perfect, and it was, in fact, the nameplate whose offset I needed to mess with. There we go. So the nameplate needs to move over on the x-axis positively and then up positively on the y by like 1 pixel. So let's see if we can do that real quick. We'll go to message core, because this is handled in message core. Wait. Actually, hang on. Yeah, I think it is handled in message core. Message core. There we go. Wait, no. Wait, yeah. Okay, there we go. Name box. So the offset of X needs to be scaled like 2. I know I said 1, but we're gonna do 2 because we're rebellious that way. All Alright, now let's try it. Also, I need to change the window skin, because that blue is a little bit not Game Boy Advance looking, or Game Boy looking. Boy, that didn't really do much at all, did it? Alright, let's change it out for 10, just to make sure I'm actually changing something. Okay, it's going to be 82 this time. And the Y offset is going to be 12 this time. I should probably have reduced the 2, so it was like an even 0, 0. Oh well, this is the framework. We just want the game to... Oh, wait a minute, what? Hang on. Why is it lowering with a positive Y value? Oh. I don't... Okay. Okay. Alright. Sure. I totally understand what's happening right now. Okay, offset Y, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to give you a -6. And X, you just went a little bit too far. I like your enthusiasm, but we gotta scale it back a bit. Why'd the dev inverse the Y offset? I assume, like, because it's like, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's going off of, like, the origin point being here. Because if the origin point is here, wait, no, that wouldn't make sense either. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know what to think of it. Okay, we'll just scale it back a little bit. We're on the right track. We're on the right track. Wait, no, wrong one. Wrong one. We need message core. Alright, alright. A little too much. A little too much. We'll go -3. And then a little too much there. We'll go -3. I feel like we've been on these same numbers before, though. That's another thing. You slowly feel like you're going insane. Devin's insane. Visu Stella, believe it or not, has made like 60% of the plugins for MV and MZ. Okay, good. Perfect, perfect. It's just a little too high. So the Y, I need to scale back. I need to... Wait. I need to lower it, or do I need to raise it? I don't know anymore. Okay, lower it or raise it. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll raise it, because that makes it go down, paradoxically. We'll raise it, because raising it makes it go down. Wait, does it? Raising it makes it go down. Ergo... There we go. We'll see. We'll see. Please, please, game gods, let this go right. You need to lower it by 2 pixels, meaning raise it by... This is why it's so hard. Perfect. Did it. Done. Okay. Okay. Meaning raise it by 2. Yes. Raising a negative number by 2 makes it go down. So increases it, pushing it right and down. Origin is 0, 0, so increasing it pushes it right and down. So like +3 makes it go down? Yeah, see, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. Except my entire life with the parabola graphs, it's like, okay, well, if it's here, then that means it's -3. And if it's here, that's +3. And if it's here, that's positive. Yeah. I'm gonna scream. Let me mute it for a second. Okay, better. So there we go. I think that's okay. I still feel like it's a bit distracting though, isn't it? Is this really is this a good format for the name and the thing to appear? Another thing, let me go ahead and replace the window skin. I've actually got oh my god, it's using the old palette. No. I mean, top left is 0, 0. I know, right? Everything just falls apart depending on the program and the dev and stuff. Okay, well, it's using the wrong color palette. It's probably gonna look a bit jarring. But what are you gonna do? Where's my window? Where did I put it? No, where did I put it? I had it, man. I had it. It should be under image resources. 8-bit window skin. Cool, but I made my own. Where's mine? Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna have to go into my other demo and just pry it out of the system images there. System. There we go. There you are, you abomination. Okay. So... Here, let me go ahead and go back to the game. I made my own version of the window skin The problem is it's in the old palette, which is, as you can tell, kind of yellow-brown more than the current palette. But it'll do as in a pinch, I suppose. So we'll come here, we'll drop it because I want this in my new project folder. And then we're going to go to our game project. And we're going to go to images, and we're going to go to system images. And we're going to put this here. So this is the original window. And as you can tell, like, okay, but it's a little too smooth to look pixelated like a Game Boy style game would be. So instead, we're going to go ahead and replace it. Also, I replaced all the little, like when you use certain colors and stuff, this is where it gets them from, in this order, from this index, I guess, which is an array or something. I did this to them. I don't know if that was a good idea. We'll find out though, because red and pink and blue don't exist in my game. So, may God have mercy on us all, I guess. Okay, let's see. Okay, not bad. Again, it's a little too yellow, but at least it fits a little bit more. Not too bad. What about the menu? Oh, that's right. So we do have a specific menu that shows busts and faces and stuff. Let me see. Image face. It's using cat's image. But I changed the face sheet to be cat 1. That's right. So the issue is here that the faces I selected earlier were gone because I renamed the face sheet to have 1s, like numbers at the end in case I needed more. So, wait, this should be Naomi, and this should be Catherine. There we go. I'm glad I remembered what that was, because I almost didn't. Epic chest ahead is colorful. Alright, let's see. Okay, decent. And there are menu plugins to make this look a little more horror game friendly, because while this is really nice for an RPG where you level up and you have MP and stamina and stuff, and classes, that's not exactly how this game is gonna go. So, that's probably gonna be for another episode. Okay, and gold and stuff, like, we're not gonna have gold, we're gonna have dollars. But either way, we're doing pretty good so far. Because a big part of the game is how you see dialogue. Now, I just need to maybe try and bug the dev and see if I can indeed go into Visustella and bump up the rows by 1 and still have it play nice with the face sheets and stuff. It comes into play in Aoni. That's right, it does. But for like solo horror games where you only have like 1 to 2 members, if not just you, it can be kind of weird. Like I always thought in Witch's House, like back before I knew what RPG Maker games were, I was like, wow, why does it say level 1? Or why does it look like I'll get more party members? I wonder if I'm gonna get party members. It's like, no, it's just because that's like the default menu for RPG Maker. So there we go. So what we accomplished in today's stream was word wrapping. We've got word wrapping working. We've got a shortcut where it automatically generates the name the minute that we pick a face for what the character is looking like when they're saying the thing. We've got a plugin that automatically will put in a face outside of the box, because I like showing faces, but I don't like how much text you lose out on by having the face there. And I also don't like that it depends based on whether there's a face showing or no face showing, that it changes the amount of dialogue you can have. It's just much simpler, because now Naomi with a face showing is going to have just the same amount of dialogue as man shopping at convenience store, and then the dialogue. I kind of miss the days before I understood RPG Maker. Five Nights at Fuckboys was Markiplier was a magic moment. I know, it kind of does draw back the curtain a little bit, doesn't it? Where you see things and you recognize, like, oh, like when I was playing Ebe, I understood why the statue that was chasing you did not step on the painting and disappear as it fell. And that's because you can't have one event walk over another event, or at least you couldn't at the time. I think there are plugins that can technically allow it, but yeah, general rule is that you get one event on one tile, and then that's it. You can't like have an event on top of that. So interesting stuff. All right, now what else are we gonna work on? Didn't really have anything else prepared. So the menu is definitely going to be something we want to tackle soon. I guess we could work on adding in background images. Alright, cool. Let me take about 1 minute, and I'm going to have to move my background images in. Alright, 1 second while I do that. How's the music? Is it getting old? Let me go ahead and change the album. It is really good music for figuring stuff out. It keeps you calm, it keeps you enthusiastic, it keeps you engaged. Alright, how about some Dead Man's Folly? They're all made by, it's all from the Agatha Christie games. I don't know who made the music there, but man, they are good. I hope they're still in business. Probably not, though. Good freaking stuff. Okay, let me go ahead and export the... We'll export a couple background images. Like, when you find a note in the game, I want it to be like Silent Hill style, where it shows like a blackened screen with the object like distant in the background. Like, you know what I mean, if you've ever played Silent Hill 3. Let's see. So, backgrounds. Let's take the... Oh no, all these use the old palette too. That's rough. We need some noir ghost detective music. Yes, we do. Okay, well, let's just take the folded up note and we'll use that. We're gonna export it as an image to the folder called... Let's see. Item BG. Sure, I'll make a new folder, whatever. Because there's backgrounds and then there's item backgrounds. They're going to be different. Cool. So now we have an item background, and now I just want a regular background. Oh, I called them scenes, didn't I? I need to call them backgrounds. Oh well. Okay, we're gonna export the background to the background folder. We are almost there, guys. After we do this, I think I'll call it a night. There's a bunch of stuff I need to get in order before the next dev stream. Okay, I think we are good. Alright, I'll start the transfer. It's just gonna be another minute. Okay. Now I'll just pop them into the file folder and then I'll put the screen back on. You know what, I should have, instead of item BGs, I should have done it BGs items. That way they're still kind of grouped together. Oh well. That's the thing, I keep renaming things and then just regretting it immensely later. Guess that's how it goes. Okay, back we go. So, we have the item background, so like when you... Oh, it's not centered, is it? Okay, screw it. I'm gonna edit this in GIMP really quick. That's a little loud. I can't believe I did that. I don't know why I bother editing it, though, because I'm just gonna have to go back to the original image that isn't centered. And... oh well, it doesn't matter, I guess. Because when I change the palette, it's gonna have to... Okay, there we go. We're almost there, guys. Sorry. Okay, I think that's centered, except maybe not. Is there a centered button? Let me see. Probably not. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. Let me go ahead and overwrite the original. Okay, back we go. Okay, so here we go. We've got the background for when you pick up items and like read notes, and then we've got like scene backgrounds, which ignore my sloppily edited sign. I have to like color over stuff because of it, you know, this location doesn't exist in real life. So I'm gonna put this in background items, and I'm gonna put this in background. Now for the game, let's see. We'll go ahead and name this PS background. Subway entrance. Good enough. We'll copy it. And we'll head over to our project file. And all our images are kept in the image thing. Oh, can we change the icon? That's interesting. What are the dimensions? 128 by 128. Music to my ears. I'm used to 48 by 48. Okay, image. And then I think there's just pictures is where we can put stuff. There we go. Now, if I'm correct, you should be able to show a picture behind while they're talking. The problem is I used to use a plugin for this back in the Ace days, so I'm a little less familiar with how this goes. But either way, we'll head back to our project. Okay, now we'll make a new event. You know what, let's make a door. There we go. And it takes you to the same area, actually, funny enough. However, we're actually gonna get rid of that. We're not transferring the player at all. The door opens, the player steps forward, it makes a sound effect. Now, what I want it to do is I want it to show picture. Okay, we're gonna fade out the screen. We're gonna fade in the screen, but it's gonna be a little bit later. Show picture, here we go. We're gonna show picture. And I think the number has to do with maybe the Z-axis, like whether or not it shows in front of things. And the origin is on the upper left. Let's go ahead and find our picture. I swear, you know what, come to think of it, we may actually need a paid plugin to make this happen. Subway entrance. Wait a minute, this might be way too big. Oh well, we'll find out, and then I can... Let's go ahead and, we'll downsize it by 50%, sure. Come to think of it, I didn't bother setting the resolution for any of these, so that's definitely something I'll have to do in my off time. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let's see what happens. It should fade out the screen to black, fade in the screen with a new scene. There's no door PNG. Wait, what? Oh, don't tell me. Why wouldn't there be a door? Come to think of it, I think the doors were changed a little bit in this demo. I'm actually working with a demo that already exists. So we'll just pick a random one, sure. Now let's try this. Oh god, it's so tiny compared to us. Thankfully all my door sprites are matching. Okay, so 50 was not necessary. I can go ahead and have it maybe at like 85? Did you import door PNG into the... Well, door PNG refers to like the sprite. That should already be in the game. I don't know why I don't know. So this demo had a lot of unnecessary sprites carved out of it. That could have been one. Okay, so let's edit this a little bit. Now that we know it works. So let's settle for like 90% by 90%. It's still not going to be the right resolution, but again, this is just for testing purposes. I'll handle changing and cropping them properly in my off time. Okay, now we're going to fade in, and it's going to be the thing. Okay, here we go. One more test. Okay, that's too much. Well, it doesn't matter, because this could be it. Who knows? Anyone who hasn't seen the original image might be like, hey, wait, there's supposed to be some stuff over here, you know? So now that it's here, like a visual novel, we have the background set. I want a face to pop up here and for dialogue to happen, because these characters are going to have numerous conversations in different areas when the player isn't wandering around. Sometimes there's going to be conversations while they are, and there's not going to be a background. But for certain scenes and cutscenes and stuff, there's going to be a background. So we're going to have a conversation with Naomi. There we go. Okay, so Naomi should be talking over the picture, but I don't know if that's actually how RPG Maker works. Again, I used to do this stuff with a plugin on Ace. Hello, okay, we are in business. Okay, Naomi, this is a test convo for the new scene. If all goes well, then my text will appear over the BG pic. Yeah, so this way the characters at the very beginning of the game can move from the street to the convenience store to the subway entrance to the subway bathroom and then to the platform. And then if there needs to be like mood setting, I can have some background images and stuff. Okay. Man, staring at this really makes me realize how bad the freaking sign is. I really need to, like, throw some dithering on that. Oh well, it was just a stopgap measure. So, that pretty much... Well, I could clean it up a little bit, couldn't I? Okay, just for funsies. I think we're almost done, though. Then I can work on the character facial expressions in my off time. It doesn't look any different at all, does it? Am I crazy? Alright, let's try 75. This doesn't matter. I'm going to crop it in a separate program. Why am I doing this? Hey, wait a second. My chat is broken. Okay, sorry. I wondered why things were moving a little bit slow. I'm sorry, YouTube. I haven't been able to see your chat at all. The last thing it was all Microsoft Office, and now that I'm looking at it, it's all Twitch. And I was like, man, people are just not interested in this at all. Okay, I should probably end it. You can't... Oh, here, actually, I can show you. Wait, no. Be careful. Okay. See? Oh, you can't see it yet, can you? See, this is where my chat's been. It's been here for like... It's not showing me YouTube chat anymore. It hasn't been for quite some time, I think, because these are all Twitch icons. I'm so sorry, YouTube chatters. I am really sorry. And it's multi-stream, too. Multi-stream is supposed to show YouTube and Twitch. What the heck? Okay, hang on. Something is deeply wrong. I'm so sorry. I've missed a bunch of stuff. Phoenix left and I didn't even say anything. Okay, someone tell Phoenix that YouTube chat broke. People were encouraging me the whole time, and I was only seeing Twitch chat, which is only like, I think like 10% of my viewers. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. People were reacting to my jokes and everything. Oh my god, I'm really sorry. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can refresh my multi-stream chat. Maybe it'll show YouTube. It was working at one point, I know it was. It's based off of TV. See, people had all sorts of interesting stuff to say, and I missed it. It was showing on the side. Okay, now YouTube is showing up. More like 10%. I don't know. I don't know what percentages. I'm really bad with percentages. Thank you so much. And I'm so sorry, Phoenix. I didn't say bye to you. I'll have to tell him next time I see him. Alright. Catch you up. I have... what? I love the Game Boy Subway photo. Okay, yeah. It's not bad. Believe it or not, it's a regular photo that you can throw dithering on. This is unforgivable. Trust me, you really are interested. I'm so sorry. I was like, man, chat is dead tonight. Everybody's probably mostly doing other stuff, or this is just really boring. Okay, let me show you something cool. We'll go back to the... We will go back to the... thing. So there's actually an app, and they have it on the iPad. I don't know if it's on other things. Subway for dwarves. Keep the tiny doors for the final product. That would be interesting for sure. But you know, I was this close to ending it all, Nem. No. All right, let me make sure that my camera roll isn't showing. Okay. Okay, it's fine. There's nothing weird in here. Except it's not showing right. It's pretty much force locked to be on portrait mode. I'm sorry, let me change the portraiture version of it. There we go. For whatever reason, the app just does not play nice in landscape mode. Okay, here we go. We are going back to the screen mirroring. June 1st is starting strong, I see. No, is it already June? No! It's happening too fast. Tiny door like Alice in Wonderland. Oh, and Alice in Wonderland first-person RPG Maker game could be wild. I could do a horror-themed one, maybe. We were left in the Forgotten Realm like Gary. I had no idea. It wasn't showing it on the multi-stream. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to enable the iPad. Desktop goes bye-bye. Wait, what? RPG Maker. Oh, I forgot RPG Maker has its own window. But I couldn't show the file stuff if I had it on RPG Maker. Okay, here we go. It's a little obscure, but not too bad. Well, no, I can move it. Because I can just move it right back. Whatever. Except it's locked. There we go. Okay, good enough, I suppose. So this is a program called Dither, and basically you can take a photo, like, for example, we have a subway photo. And this is how it could be. Like, you've got different filters and stuff for different types of dithering. Like, you just want it incomprehensible, you could go random. But Bear is the typical one, I guess. Now, you can have it in like, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8-bit, I think, colors. However, you can also just make it kind of black and white. Well, technically this has gray in it, so it's black, white, and gray. And you might recognize this subway image as the one that first of the month must be played. Deep fried subway. No, I like the more detailed one. And so you can set it as this. You can also set it as just black and white, but you lose that gray, and I actually really appreciate having that gray because I can go like a deep, deep green and practically a white green and then like a medium green. But you see, you get gray here. And you can also choose how detailed to make it. Like, see this little knob at the bottom here? Like, more detailed, less detailed, because it just gets more and more pixelated. I have no idea what resolution I had mine on. But see, this is way more pixely than my version, but whatever. We're gonna hit save. Let me make sure it doesn't show anything when I save it. No, it does not. Okay, we're good. So we're gonna take that photo and we're going to our handy dandy pixel thing. I'm gonna say import photo, and I'm going to grab that really deep fried picture of the subway that you saw as soon as I can find it. I think this is it. Oh yeah, that's chunky. Is this one of the American McGee, one of the original Doom devs? Was he? Really? No, that's awesome. More detail. Yeah, well, this is just an example. It'll be easier with the chunkier pixels. Do not to forget to save your progress or else all unsaved data will be lost. Good point. Good point. Thankfully, RPG Maker has to save it every time I do something. So here we go. Here is our ultra chunky picture of whatever subway entrance this is. Now, what I can do is, you can make your very own ones for your own Game Boy crunchy images you want. We're going to go ahead and duplicate this because I'm definitely going to screw up. We're going to take our darkest color. Like, you can keep it on black, but I like not having really deep blacks. I like making it look like you could see this on a Game Boy screen, i.e. you're not going to get true blacks. We take the tool, we make sure it's not on contiguous. If it's on contiguous, it's only going to affect what it's around, like that one area, see? And that's not so great. So this is going to color everything. But if you zoom in, for whatever reason, the Dithering program, it has a lot of noise. Like, it's not true, like maybe it saves as a JPEG, I don't know. But as you can see, it's not pixel perfect. Like, you'll have to go in here and just keep hitting all the blacks you can find. Don't quote me on that. And then if you zoom out and go somewhere else, you might find some, yeah, see, like here's one you missed. There we go. Taken care of. So that mostly does it. Again, you're going to want to go over it a little bit more, although a stray pixel here and there isn't going to make a big difference. Subway Eat Fresh. No! That's why the game is awesome, creative. Oh yeah, American McGee. I missed the boat on American McGee. So there we go. Now we have a white and a gray, and as you know, our palette does not have those. So I'm not going to pick the brightest white. I'm going to pick kind of the yellowish white, and we're going to hit it. And, you know, looking good so far, maybe. I don't know. We're going to go in and we're going to hit all the whites, and we're going to avoid the grays. I mean, you could probably hit the grays, but you definitely don't want to because you're going to lose a bit of detail if you do it like that. Okay, looking steady. Now we have to choose a color for the grays. So we've chosen the darkest color for the blacks. We've chosen the almost lightest color for the whites. Let's choose kind of a medium for the grays. Okay, let's see if this works. You can't actually tell until you go in and you hammer everything. The good news is if you change your mind, you can easily change the color later. So just keep hitting it, and all the pixels will eventually disappear. And again, there's probably going to be a stray few, a stray few that you've missed. So just hunt them down, find them, take them out, and your picture will be cleaner. There we go. So see, this looks a little bit more like mine. Now, I could also take this slightly darker green and use this for the grays. Let's see how that looks. Does that look better? It certainly sets the tone as being darker, doesn't it? Or does that? Again, you can choose. Completely up to you. Dithering, I think Dither is a free program, or it might have been $3. It might have been $3, I don't know. But you can get it on the iOS App Store. Alright, what attention to detail. There we go. And now you can create your very own images and stuff. And that's how I got all these images. Now sometimes you may have to go in and see this image looks kind of close to our subway image over here. Except this one had a bit more detail. And you see, and that's something you lose out on. When you go really chunky, you lose a little bit of the finer detail. And again, you just adjust it with that knob at the bottom. I think this one was definitely closer to the right side. Now, you may notice there's like some weird writing and stuff. And that's because I covered up the museum thing, because they're not heading to a museum. And clearly, it doesn't look right. So what you're going to want to do is, you're going to want to create a new layer. You're going to want to... deselect. You're going to want to select this area here, and then if you really want to be lazy like me, just choose your dark color so that it matches the background. Go to your pen tool, select your dithering thing. Let's see if this one works. Whatever, cheap, it works, sure. And then if you really want to get creative, add another layer. Change the dithering pattern to something thicker maybe, I don't know. There we go. And it probably won't stand out as much. See, as opposed to without it. So there we go. World's your oyster. Some images look better than others. You know, like, I've got 2 different bathroom images. I'm just not happy with how this one looks. It's really close to the layout of the bathroom we've got in the floor 1 of the subway, but I'm also not liking it. Whereas this bathroom image came out looking a bit better, I feel. So, Dithering is $3. Yes, $3, okay. So it's not free, it's got limitations, but as you can see, this just saved me weeks worth of work for me trying to go into my little pixel thing and actually pixel out scenes, you know. Like, making the entrance to a subway in pixel art would probably be kind of rough, especially because I can't just get away with making it 48 by 48, which wouldn't even be possible with something that small with that amount of detail. I'd get lost, I'd freak out, I'd hate it, I wouldn't like it, and besides, this looks just fine because old games used to do this all the time. Take a photograph, slap some dithering filters on it, slap a constrictive color palette on it, boom, looks like old, chunky, deep-fried old video game cutscenes, which is what we're going for, you know? I like this workflow fast, yeah. Sometimes when you're just a one-man show, you've got to work smart rather than hard. Oh, I still have to get back to that person who offered their music. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. We've got some nice images for our background images. Oh, wait, hang on. We are missing one more thing. Let's see. So now, let me see, we'll go back to this screen here. Let me minimize Firefox, actually, hang on. There we go. Okay, so let's go back to our scene. So that's basically everything you need to know in order to get background scenes like that. So there we go, perfect, except there's no command for me to leave this. I think I can still wander around and talk to people, but the problem is that picture, see, I walked around and I hit the spacebar a bunch. I ended up running into the other Naomi, and now our dialogue is going. But what's happening is that this picture is just always going to be there. It's always going to be there, unless I erase the picture or something. So make sure you put a command for that, otherwise it'll just never leave. Now, let's go ahead and take a tile, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to layer 3. We're going to find a table tile. It does not matter, really. Table. Are we in the dungeon? Is this using dungeon assets? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna find a table here, guys. Okay, well, say we find a note. Like, we find a scrap of note right here. We're gonna make an event, and it's gonna say something like, show text. Cat is gonna say something like, oh, what's this? Oh, wait, it's not gonna recognize that. What is the command? BR, I think? I found a note, question mark, and Naomi's face is going to be used, and she's going to be questioning, like curious. There we go. Good. And what it's going to do is, I'm going to play a sound effect, like a paper sound effect. Oops. Unfortunately, the play sound effect doesn't really work here. I don't know why. I think it's just a demo that I'm doing. Let's see. Coin, computer, cry, cursor. Watch out, I'm gonna try and test it. This may be loud. Let's do fog. Okay, so it is working. I know there's like a wrestling paper noise. Yowzer! Okay, let me turn the volume down on that. There we go, whatever. Miss. It's going to play a sound effect. It's supposed to be a rustling of paper sound effect, but I'm not going to spend another 20 seconds trying to look for that. And now we are going to show the picture. Not bad, the sound is all good. Thanks for the jump scare noise. So we're gonna show the picture, and the image we want is not here, and that's because we haven't added it yet. So we're gonna get out of here, we're gonna go back to our BG items, here it is, and we're gonna name this TS BG item, note creased. I don't want to say folded because I do have a separate folded note. There we go. So we're gonna copy this guy, and we're gonna bring him back over to images, and we're gonna put him in pictures. There he goes. Now let's see if we can find him now. There he is, note creased. Cool. So the centering is gonna be nuts. Let's have center, sure. And we'll set it to maybe 80, I think? Oh wait, he's not gonna have the same dimensions as that subway image, because that was just some random subway image. Alright, we'll keep it centered for now. Alright, let's test it out. That's a paper noise. I can't spend too much time in it, right? So you're walking around in the world on the table, which is totally supposed to be there. You find a note. Wait. That's weird. Am I not able to interact with it? Wait a second. Trigger action button? Why isn't that working? Okay, well maybe we can't walk on the note. Maybe it's the same as characters. Let's give that another try. Oh, wait. So let's go ahead and simplify this. We're just going to snag the note thing from this. I don't know why I did it with a tile. I mean, you can. It's interesting that you can, but waste of time. Because then when you drag the event, the image isn't showing. There we go. Okay, well, we can put in a note tag that says flat to make it lie flat. So if you want it flat on a desk, you can do that. Okay, Catherine. Oh, what's this? I found a note. There it is, right up here. Okay, let's go ahead and mess with that a little bit. Thankfully, all my images have the same dimensions, so if I need to alter one, I can alter them all. Or I could just remember what the... Okay, let's see. Let's try... If that was center, I'd hate to see it in upper left. Okay, let's set this for 400. We're not playing games. You fly through this like you know it. I've messed around with RPG Maker for a long time. It rubs off a little bit. There we go. Now, as you notice, all my lovely pixels are suddenly looking very, like smudged, blurry, and that's because typically for resizing pixels, I need to do this in an outside program, which, you know, fine, whatever, I can. It's not even reaching the edges here, but it's not a big deal for testing purposes. In fact, there might be something I can do. You can also multiply screen, have different filters on it. So there we go, the note comes up, which is good, but say we want it to have some, so we want it to have some text. I think there's a specific option to have text not in a text box, but where is that? Show scrolling text. Okay, let's find some stuff we can grab. Alright, let me grab some long form text so that it does it justice. There we go, that'll do. There we go. Okay, so we'll just copy and paste this in. There we go. I don't know if it's going to word wrap it, but this will be an interesting thing. No, it doesn't look like it's going to word wrap it. RIP. Well, either way, this is just for testing purposes. It doesn't matter at all. However, next time, well, no, I'll save that as a surprise. I found a note. Itchy tasty. Anyway, so this is a little bit rough. However, there is actually a really nice plugin that allows you to basically have books pre-coded into the game. So this does an okay job. I'd prefer it if I could scroll through by hitting the button, you know what I mean? But here, let me just show you. Wrong button. There's a demo that I think displays it perfectly. There's a plugin developer out there called TAA Spider, I think. And I was looking all over the place, like, how do I do books? Because there's got to be a better way to do books. And in fact, there is. Okay. Let's just hope this isn't too loud. Guys, lower the volume. I'm starting up a demo that isn't mine. I don't know how loud it's going to be. Okay, so this is the TAA demo. All of his plugins and stuff are in, like, master scripts here. Let me put us back on the main page. Star Wars Episode 11 autoface mode. No! Here we go. So all his scripts are shown in this demo. So you can run through and see them in their natural habitat, properly done. I love demos. If you are a plugin maker, the best thing you can do is put things in demo form. That way I can open up the demo and start screwing around and see how you do things. Oh, thank God, no music. Okay. So here we are. This is what RPG Maker MZ typically looks like. Welcome to the TAA Spider sample project. So we've got many different plugins here. The one I'm going to show you is specifically the book menu. However, there's also event offset, enemy levels, smart help windows, etc. So one of this guy's plugins you can already see. If you move around and then you just leave your character, right, after a couple seconds or however much time you set in the plugin, he'll perform an idle animation, which is really cool. So if you want your character to put their hands on their hips or look around or you know, turn around and look at you, you know, that's something you can do. You may also notice that the characters are blinking. I think that's also another one of his plugins, so that's pretty nice. Let's have a look at that before we head to the book thing. Where is that one? I actually don't remember where anything is. Book Megan. Okay, book menu. Map title screen. And there's also like a map title screen thing. Let's see. So if you want to enable it, you can. Did you know that the TAA map title screen was added as a new, so you can find out about updates and stuff? Set to not skip the title screen. So you notice how we booted right into the game? Let's not set the let's not skip the title screen. You can test it by pressing F5. Okay. So this is a title screen, and you're used to the boring RPG Maker title screen. This one's going to be like an animated scene, I think. Look at that. So it's it's kind of an interesting title screen. So you can actually have like a map and stuff. And I think, okay, let's do a new game. There we go, and then back to the menu. Typically, you can actually have people moving around and stuff, so that's really cool. Oh, Merlin, you gotta be functional. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you didn't tire yourself out too much. I appreciate you coming by, and have a good rest of your night. Have a good sleep. Let's see. Enabled by default, title configuration. Let's see, and you can learn more about it in a nice, easy to deal with thing. Okay, let's have an event camera. Book menu house. Okay, let's check it out. So you can also change it. See, there you go. So if you want like it to take place in like the home village and stuff, and maybe be like attached to an event that's, I'm not moving, by the way, this isn't me moving, like I can affect the menu, but as you see, like you can do a lot of cool stuff with this, you know what I mean? It's way better than just the static menu. So anyways, that's enough of a plugin we may or may not use. I haven't thought a lot about what the menu's gonna look like. So if you like this plugin, go say hi to TAA Spider. He might have a Patreon, he might take donations, I don't know. Character Poses plugin. So this is a cool one. Okay. Hi there, Harold. I'm trying to change my sprites when I run, but it seems I don't have a dash pose configured like you. You seem to have more than one dash pose. I'm so jealous. Want me to swap to another pose? Sorry to bother. Okay, so this is an interesting thing. So you see the character walking. If you hold shift, I think he should have oh, here we go. So here's him walking, and then when he runs, suddenly his pose changes to more dramatic, more dynamic looking, as opposed to just walking. Because normally in RPG Maker, you hold down shift and the character speed runs while having the same walking animation. But in this one, it actually looks like he's running. You can now disable or enable. Right now you can see I can't blink, but if you flip a switch, he's blinking now. Very cool. He is speed. Gotta go fast! Let's see. Hello, Harold, can you see my balloon pose? I can look cheerful or sad while the balloon is playing. Isn't that funny? I know all about that. Okay. So you also may notice it's a little distracting. It's hard to see behind the choice menu, but Harold is actually currently doing his little arm waving pose, which is kind of immersion breaking because he's supposed to be talking to an NPC right now. Well, thankfully, there are ways to disable that. And this character will kind of talk about it. Oh, Harold, you startled me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Are you okay? Why are you so agitated? See, he's doing the animated pose while he's in conversation, which you probably don't want to have, especially during like serious cutscenes. I can't help it. It just happens if I stay still for a few seconds. That's your idle pose. Here, let me disable that for you. So you can set it to disable during conversations so that it won't play. I didn't know you could disable it during conversations. Yes, you can. You won't start your idle pose again if we don't turn it back on. Let me know when you want me to do it. So his idle pose is now disabled. It won't start. So you can flip it on and off during conversation, which in my opinion, I wish there were an option to just have it automatically disabled when you're in conversation, but what you gonna do? So there's other stuff you can do and configure, but specifically we're here to look at the book menu. Where was that? And there's some battle plugins too, which are really neat. Wait, actually let me show you Event Offset. It's a pretty cool one. So you may notice something. Look at this little boy. Look at this little boy. And then look at this little girl. They are both just regular character sprites, and they are both positioned over the stool. But if you notice, see, you can't really position yourself correctly on the stool. You're always going to appear like halfway off of it. But this boy over here is positioned perfectly onto it. So this is actually called Event Offset, which is what this plugin is going to let you do. You can give an event an offset. So if you want to nudge an event to the left, to the right, up or down, you can with this, and that's really cool. Let's see. What do you mean you don't wave? Well, you're not supposed to. It's not polite. So there's also event templates, which are really cool for cloning events. You can use offset to move to an offsetted position. Here, let me show you. So she's going to fix herself by applying some, I guess, Y parameter offset by moving her up or down. There we go. Now she's properly sitting on the stool. The position is saved, so even if you leave and come back, it'll be saved. Okay, well, whatever. Let's see. Interesting. Although you probably want to have a bit of a black screen, because otherwise you'll just barely catch them loading. Okay, now to the book screen. I promised you guys would be doing that. We're doing that. So this is going to be a much easier way to show like notes and books and documents that you find and read throughout your game, rather than whatever the hell I was trying to do. Okay, so let's find a book. Oh wait, we might need to talk to him. Works with two different types of data sources. That's how we call the source of all the books data. First one is the manager itself. You can set up parameters, and you don't need to worry about external files. Oh, and here's a really cool one. So you can actually set up external like notepad files, or they might be .js files, I don't know. You can type text in an outside file, and then have that be the book contents. Here we go. Yeah, it's a JSON file, sorry. An external JSON file. In this mode, the plugin loads all the books from a specific file. So you can set all your books into one JSON file, which is basically like a fancy text file, and then it'll read the books from there. You have to obey the basic structure, though. Cool stuff. So if you need to localize stuff, it's got compatibility modes, which is really nice. Okay, let's see if we can actually open a book. I think you have to actually go far in to read a book. Okay, and you can also set custom background and stuff too. Where do I find a book? Okay, learn all from category. Check the book menu to see results. And you can also add a book menu into your thing. So like if you collect documents and you don't want them trashing up your item category, use a JSON file for easier file organization. Yeah, exactly. If you know how to use JSON files, your life is going to be way easier. So here we go. The bookshelf, I think I might have tried that, but here. Here we go. See, now suddenly we've got a list of all the books we know so far. And see, now we have a book. So I could be like typing in here the same thing, like Mary went to the store today, a guy walked in with a gun, blah, blah, blah. How could this be? Dear diary. You know, you can have all sorts of different things in here. And custom backgrounds too, just like the one I made for the note. Let's see what else we've got. I just want to find different examples. Okay, and you can also disable the menu command, so you can't access your books from the menu if you don't want to. Force book menu to open. And there's also a command that can force open it. So like if you happen upon one, you can immediately bring that up. You can change the title bar behavior. Let me see. I just want to read a book, bro. Just give me a book to read. Okay. Reset books red, reset full library, nothing right now. Set everything to red. That's what I want to do. Okay, so he just gave us a book. There we go. We have a new book, and it says new. That's really handy. See? And it's got information and stuff. This stuff is cool. Yeah, plugins, am I right? Heavy Rain voice. Jason, it's so funny you say that. Every time I see a JSON file in like all caps and stuff, I just want to scream the Heavy Rain quote. JSON. Ah, the bookstore and the inventory would be useful like those journal logs. Exactly. Absolutely. I used to watch your Lakeview vids when I was younger for some realms. You popped in my head. Been wondering how you've been. Hi, Koenig. I hope you've been having a good life in the meantime. You know what? Actually, come to think of it, the guy who made like Lakeview Cabin, he just made a new game. It's based on like 18th century Daneland? Swedeland? I don't know, man. Whatever. It's a 3D game and it's a horror game. I was thinking of making a thumbnail and playing it soon. So if you want to see a game by that dev, hopefully it's coming up very soon. I forget what it's called. Manly Badass just did a video on it if you don't want to wait for mine. He's funnier anyhow. So here we go. So like you can keep all your books, you can keep them in categories and stuff. I know there's a command to immediately unlock all the books. Oh, that's cool. Prevent a crash by just ignoring it. That's nice. Okay, I want to read all the books. Just give me all the books. You can make it a book available to the player by popping up the detached window or simply using the plugin commands. So this is a really good tutorial and demo. All right, let's read a single book. Let's read the menu text file. There we go. See, so you don't have to bring up a whole new thing. You could do it this way too, and then you can arrow key up and down. See, this is nice. This is gorgeous. I love it. Okay, you can also forget books like they are removed from your catalog. Learn a set of books. There we go. So we just learned a set of books. They should now be here. Parameters. Here we go. So we've got a bunch of stuff. I think this is the same one that we read, except it was detached. It didn't have like its own background and stuff. All right, and about backgrounds, we can have different backgrounds too. Learn about custom background images. You can set it up that it will override the default. Take a look at this book for more details. Let me see. There we go. See? So it's got its own background image. And you can throw whatever you want in there. Denmark, Sweden, I don't know. Okay, let me look. If you play it, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll definitely have to do that. We're finishing off IB tomorrow, or maybe I'll just take a break and do that. All right, let me see real quick. The game is Hypno Hustler, I think, is the guy, his tag. That's not it. I mean, I got his Twitter, but that doesn't... Here we go. Man, every time I look at his channel, he's got a million really good games. Here we go. It's called Hunsvati. Let's see. Here we go. Finland. It was Finland. I was so close. Kung Fu Hustle, funny movie. Yeah, it is good. Shaolin Soccer is also pretty good if you like those types. Alright, well there you have it. So maybe next time I'll make sure that I get the background images to the proper resolution, as well as the note images to the proper resolution. I'll also have to be working on some facial expressions in my spare time. Oh, I need to do the thumbnail art for that new game too. Well, I guess I've got a lot on my plate. There might not be a dev stream then in that case, because a lot of this stuff, I have to get this ready, you know, in the background, so you guys don't just like sit there waiting for me to do it. Alright, well hey, thanks to everybody for coming by. I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here. I really do appreciate you coming by and paying attention to these weird dev streams. And I'm really sorry to everyone on YouTube that was commenting and stuff and I wasn't seeing it or responding to it. It looks like it stopped showing me YouTube comments like 20 minutes before I noticed. So I appreciate all the encouragement and yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming by. And hopefully this you're learning a little bit yourself, so if you've ever got like, hey, I should just, you know, make my own little game, and yeah, I've always wanted to do this passion project. It's not as hard as you think it is, especially with all the tutorials on YouTube. And again, if you don't like RPG Maker MZ, they've also got MV and Ace, so yeah. It's a fun little hour to catch up. I'm legitimately eager to actually play this myself. Man, I hope I actually end up making it. Like I said, 90% is just making the framework, you know? Having something playable, I feel is going to be the remaining 10%. I like the hustle. Well, this is... I'm in like a binge mode. I have like burnout modes and binge modes. So I'll binge a project for like a month and a half, 2 months, and then I'll burn out for a good month or 3. Me? Learn impossible. You're super smart, Olron. You could do it. Alright, well, I guess that's it. Thank you for coming by. Hopefully I'll play that, if I can get that thumbnail done, I'll play that Lakeview Cabin dev game tomorrow. Well, thanks for coming. Have a good night's sleep or a good rest of your day. Glad it was fun. Glad you figured out the 00XY position of the portrait and name placement with the dialogue. I'm sure I will absolutely forget as soon as I stop the stream, but I'll probably relearn it later. Alright, well, I'll see you guys soon, and thanks for coming by. Bye-bye. Be well.